also there is some people, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed them with the speech and the knowledge and everything. So if I made a mistake, just please forgive me. If I did good, so from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. One thing in our religion, and not too many people talking about it because it's just, like it's very touchy topic. The mirath or the inheritance in the Islam. A lot of people, probably most of us, I'm one of them, I do know the rules myself, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in Surah An-Nisa, He put everything in place for us to understand what the mirath is, the inheritance. When somebody have kids, married, have kids, and he passed away, majority of us as a Muslim here and here in the United States, totally different. You ask anybody about the inheritance, they tell you everybody take 50-50. That is not the Islamic rules. Islamic rules is not 50-50. The boy, like the same thing, the boys taking the same thing like the girls. That is the American system. The Islamic system is totally different. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly make it in the Surah An-Nisa. I will read the ayah, and its topic, you can write books on it, you can have whole entire 2-3 months talking about it, and you never ever finish it. But just I can read some few ayats, and we see what are we supposed to do, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end is 2 pages or pages and a half. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly tells us, what you need to do on certain occasions. And most of us, at least like what I said, I'm one of them, I'm not aware of there is rules. And we all, as a Muslim, we ignore this one. How many brothers and sisters after the father passed away, sometime, in some cases, sometime before even they buried the deceased. Sometimes they start talking about, who gonna get this and who gonna get that, and sometimes when everything is all of a sudden is done and they buried the brother, then they start to see, and they come and looking at the inheritance, and one of the brothers or sisters said, no, I take care of him. It was my house. I spend this much. So we normally don't understand the rules. And I'm here to just not try to tell you what the rules is. Just, advise myself and you make sure you go to scholar, and if you have somebody, your dad passed away, or somebody passed away, your wife passed away, your mom passed away, whatever, this one has a rule. This is the rules, has to be followed. Because if it's not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the ayah, and then they tell you what else. So I read some, and then we say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يوصيكم الله في أولادكم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يوصيكم. The first يوصيكم, it's order from Allah. يوصيكم. And Allah wasiyah, that's what we call it in Arabic, wasiyah, which is inherited, and we call it mirath. Wasiyah, it's something obligated from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's telling you what to do. Yusikum. And the verb is for every time, for before, now, and in the future. So Allah says, Yusikum Allah fi awladikum. Awladikum, both of them, ذكر and untha, mean male and female. للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. He clearly make it this because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows what's going to happen between us. The first thing He mentioned, للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. And then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He started going through everything, what if the brother, if the father doesn't have no son, what if they don't have if they have a daughter, all the stuff is in it. But I'm not going to get into this, but I'm telling you, whatever happened between brother and sister, make sure if your father's still alive, just make sure, or you have kids at home, make sure you write your will. The will has to be written. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for everybody in the family has a portion of the father, whatever left. A father have the third of it, he can give it whatever he wants, the third, before he dies. But the thing is here, we have to understand, because we all are guilty in this, unless illa man rahim rabbi. You know, like now how many fighting between the family because they inherit him, because he didn't give me this, he didn't give me that, and stuff like that, houses, cars, whatever that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here says, يوصيكم الله في أولادكم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. فإن كن نساء فوق اثنتين. That's another rule. There's another rule here. فلهن الثلث ما ترك. 2/3. So again, and myself, I don't know the rules, you know, like in 100%, but at least, you know, like and Allah, I'm just trying to share with you some stuff, and then I tell you what's the consequences of the end of the ayah. So you guys have to be then وإن كانت واحدة. Now if you have the two sisters, you have to take the 2/3 of what happened to the father there. وإن كانت واحدة فلها النصف. If she's only one, then one female, then you have to have the half what the father left. ولأبويه لكل واحد منهما السدس. لأبويه, to the parent, has to mean the sudus, 1/6. So all of this one, it's very important for us to understand it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only this, and he keep going on and on and on, and that only this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even say you know, like in the next page, you know, like and what happened if you know, like if somebody married and his wife passed away, well, how much you gonna get? Because this is it's halal stuff like this. But you have to understand there is a rule. If you don't understand, go to the mufti, scholar. He said, hey, my dad left this, what I supposed to get, what if my, you know, like, and my sister supposed to get. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, so like, you know, like I'm trying to skip here because it's, you know, I don't have time, and I cannot, you know, like, and I can't give you the 100% rule. And he said, walakum, then he came for, you know, like husband and wife. ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد. You married and you have a wife, and if she didn't have a walad, you have a son, then you have to have half what she left. She's if she has some money, you have to half that. طيب. Then if إن كن لهن ولد فلكم الربع. If they don't have son, then you have to have 1/4, which what she left. مما تركنا من بعد وصية. They have to be وصية. وصية mean you have to write and everything is written, or she said and stuff. Okay, what happened if he dies? What she get? She get the 1/4 of what he left. And then if he has a son, if he doesn't have a son, then she get 1/3. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala get rules and rules and rules. It's not easy for us to understand it, or so you have to sit in front of somebody, understand it, and in order to tell you exactly what is the rule is, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm not going to get the end of this, you know, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what I'm trying to get you into. I'm not really a faqih, I'm not really understand it, but you know, like I know in my case, I have to get, you know, personally, I got my sisters and my brother, and somebody tell me this and that, okay, we agree, alhamdulillah. But the reason is, I'm telling you, تلك حدود الله. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Listen to this one. Now Allah, تلك حدود الله. حدود الله, when Allah said حدود الله, this is the limit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I said, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولُهُ. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, تلك حدود الله. This is حدود. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلَا تَقْرَبُوهَا. تَقْرَبُوهَا means don't come near it. Do not come near it. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, تلك حدود الله تعتدوها. تعتدوها, you can come closer. Say like, this is the line, this is the red line here. فلا تقربوها and فلا تعتدوها. فلا تقربوها mean don't come near it. Don't even come in. And then in Arabic we said, من وقع في الحمى, you know, like, and there is example of that. If you, حمى حول الحمى وقع فيه. You know, like, if you keep it surrounded around target, you're gonna fall in. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, تلك حدود الله. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, for certain thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فلا تقربوها, don't come near. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فلا تعتدوها. تعتدوها, you can come near it, but make sure you don't cross the door. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, تلك حدود الله. This is the rule of Allah, the rule of inheritance. When somebody died, how many brother and sister have it? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mercy, He finished the surah with the same inheritance too, Surah Al-Nisa. So, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, whatever who obey Allah and the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, يدخلوا جنات تجري من تحت الأنهار. You enter Jannah, inshallah. خالدين فيها, word خالدين فيها forever. You're not gonna. وذلك الفضل العظيم. This is the you know, like, the great success. Now, وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. Now, if I live in the United States and I have a son, and daughter, according to American system, I give you, okay, I have, say, like, $1,000 in the bank. Here's the American system. If you don't write well, if you don't have anybody, you know what's going on. But if I said, you know, like, you take 500 and she take 500, so this against the rule of Islam, against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, if you didn't obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you go against this rules, what happened to you? وَيَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He will add it here and say, وَيَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ. It didn't, يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, maybe يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ for anything else. But وَيَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ. This hudud, this is the limitation, the limit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you on this case. What is going to happen? يُدْخِلُهُ نَارًا. يُدْخِلُهُ نَارًا. Enter the hellfire, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. يدين خالدين فيها. خالدا فيها. خالدا فيها, the same thing in the خالدين فيها, and they say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said the plural here. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say here it's a singular, and He said خالدا فيها. We'll say that because in it, وَلَهُ عَذَابٌ مُهِينٌ. And they have the inner consequences, they have the great punishment. So it's just, you know, like, brothers, we have this topic, especially we live in the West, and we have some, you know, like, some stuff really we do not think about it. We just think about the kids go to school, learning Quran. That's great, that's a good thing. Teach them, bring the message, mashallah, great thing. But this is the rules we really, you know, like, and he can ask anybody, probably 2 out of 10 or 1 out of 10 know the rules. We didn't know the rules because our scholar, they didn't, this topic, because it's so touchy. And very rare you've seen a big scholar talking about it. You know, like, because first of all, sometimes they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to make a rule they didn't know. Sometimes they didn't know it, and then they have to get with somebody, understand the rule, because I intentionally read the end of the ayah in order to tell you what happened if you don't do it according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. If we do it according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and it said, you know, like, you know, like, there's nothing else but the hellfire, wal-'iyadhu billah. So, yeah, and sometimes I see some people really, sometimes they go above and beyond. Some areas they give more when they deserve. So, like, I know some people, the brother, he give his brothers and sisters more when they think, he said, I don't want, if he's the older or he's the one in charge, sometimes he give more in his right, because he said, I cannot, you know, like, stand in here and be, you know, like, and be responsible about this stuff. And so I see in the other, you know, like, in the other side of the token, I see some people, brothers and sisters, fighting. They don't even visit each other. They just break in the relationship because he took more than I did. And sometimes, to be honest with you, the brother, they are trying to take the sister's right. Sometimes they said, no, it's only the father used to live with me, I'm the one taking care of it. Sometimes they ignore this one. So, may Allah protect us and make us understand the rules. And again, I'll be honest with you, you have to make sure the older son, if you have kids, older son understand. You have sisters, and your father left, you haven't divided, or your guys, the father is still alive. Just make sure you guys, understand the rules, get together, and the end of the day is, and we're gonna leave everything here. We will be asking on the judgment on what we have done, either for our kids or for our sister or family. So may Allah protect us and making us understand the rule and follow the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed to do it, and the Prophet alayhi salatu wa salam.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
I hope this is done. I hope. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair. كيف حالك؟ Yeah.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Hope
It's a big topic.
Yeah, it is. It is a big topic, and not only a big topic. It's just we all fallen into it.
And we have to really admit it. We have to talk about it. Alhamdulillah. Allah يخليك.